Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Thursday early evening, or well, rather late afternoon episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. It is currently the 19th of September 2024, and it is just about to turn 4:15 in the afternoon. I've just finished work about a quarter of an hour ago, and well, I fancy something a little bit alcoholic, but also a little bit sweet, because, you know, I've not been feeling great recently, and I just fancy cheering myself up. And one thing that's really good to do when you want to cheer yourself up is to visit some of your friends. So I went to visit, Big Phil, who you will have seen in some of my previous videos. There's obviously the Sect Ruben video that we did with Imogen and Owen.
If you get a red one, which I don't know whether this is or not, but based on the fact that it's called Rubin, which is German word for ruby, I'm going to assume it is. It's the closest thing to a red champagne you would ever get.
The homemade mead video I filmed with Phil at his old flat.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh my goodness, that is not true at all.
But today we're going to be taking a look at something that Phil has provided and made himself that may ring a few bells in the back of your head if you've been watching my channel for a while, because if you remember, obviously, like I said a while ago, me and Phil did review a homemade mead of his, and if you've watched that video, then you will have known that that video is funny, but it's also, I mean, it was pretty rough for us because, bless his heart, Phil, he knows a lot more about the more finer details of the brewing process of alcohol than I do, and that's something I plan to learn more about as time goes on. But I think when he made that second batch of mead, it wasn't going quite right as the first one, so it didn't turn out quite right. But Phil has given me a batch of mead that he made at his flat recently. This, he said, was made over the course of about 3 months, which is about the usual brewing process for wine-style mead. And he brewed it in some sort of home brewing kit, and mostly pretty much what he just put in it was just filtered water, wine yeast, honey, and that was mostly it. He kept the flavour for this one really, really simple. So I don't know if I asked him about the ABV of this particular mead that he made, and I would imagine it's probably somewhere between 10 to 20%, maybe, give or take, but that's my kind of bet, because that's usually the strength of the meads that I've had in the past, or at least the wine ones anyway. But as you can see here, this one Phil provided to me, well, he provided it to me in a milk carton, a M&S Foods milk carton, very classy. And, well, I mean, to be fair, he did wash and sterilise it out, so there's no risk of contamination or anything like that. And I'm really interested to try this one out, because it is something that I tried when I was round at Phil's place, but it's been a few days now since I tried it, and my impressions of it, or at least my memories of my impressions, were pretty good, so I'm hoping it's going to be good once more now that I've been chilling it in my fridge for about a week. So, nose in the container, it's not got much room to breathe, but it's nice. It's just a slightly fermented, almost appley honey smell, so you know what? A really respectable 7 out of 10 on the nose. I think I try to sort of look at homemade stuff a little bit more charitably, if I can help it, because it's it's a mate or a family member who's put in their artisan time and effort to make this for you. But I would honestly say, yeah, the nose for this is really nice. Yeah, it's fine. It's generally... it's fine. It's not the nicest nose. It's a bit of a tartness and harshness to it that I'm not sure about, but it smells fine overall. And then the nose in the glass, much of the same flavours, but just a little bit less harsh, so I think just having that room to breathe allows it to air out some of the nasties in the nose, so I think I'll give the nose in the glass an 8 out of 10. It definitely smells a bit nicer. But I mean, I'm not going to review the container, because, look, Phil gave this to me in an M&S Foods milk carton thing. It's like, what do you want me to review about it? Oh, that's a nice shade of blue. But, yeah, anyway, before we see what this sucker tastes like, quick palate cleanser of water. And then, on to the most important part of the episode, to see what Phil's end of summer 2024 mead batch really tastes like. So, to Phil and everyone else watching at home, Hope you have a great weekend ahead, and bottoms up. Really smooth texture first off. Really nice texture. Just what I'd expect from like a wine type mead for sure. I think I remember reviewing a canned sparkling mead a while back. It was kind of like a craft-ish one, I think, and it had a similar kind of flavour to this, where it was less. It was like kind of like mainly honey-ish, but with like this little bit of a underlying sense of floweriness. That's what I kind of get with this, but with that it felt very manufactured, and it was obviously fizzy, which I don't think really helped the flavour profile too much. This, I would say, generally has much of the same flavour notes, but they're combined together in a much more mutually sort of beneficial way, to the point where they don't just clash against each other, that they really complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. So yeah, you've got like this main through line of fermented honey with a slight citrusy tint at the end, and then you've got this underlying current of slight floraliness. I'm trying to think of what flower it is, but a little bit dandelion-esque, kind of almost, but to be fair, I know the main ingredients, like I said, that Phil did put into this was mainly water, wine yeast and honey, and I think he used Akai honey, I believe, is what he told me, but he'll have to correct me in the comments if I am wrong. But generally, really, really nice flavour. It complements the texture as well, that sort of slightly wine-like, minutely watery texture really, really well. Yeah, because the flavour is very different from like a red wine or a white wine as we would know, but it's kind of still got that slight sort of like heartwarming-y sensation at the back of your throat when you swallow it down. So it really complements that honeyish and floral flavour really, really nicely. This feels like a drink you could have at most times of the year, but especially I think you should have it chilled. But yeah, honestly, I really, really like this. Well done, Phil. This is lovely stuff. Oh, spilled some, but you know, still got plenty left, to be fair. Yeah, that's much improved over the second batch that me and Phil had many, many moons ago, and it's much nicer texture, better flavour profile, more balanced in general. I can definitely tell that Phil has improved his craft over the years, so well done to you, mate, and yeah, keep this up. I want to see more produce, because you know, this is good stuff, so yeah, really, really nice. I think the second batch that me and Phil reviewed was like a 3, I think it was a 3 or a 2.5 out of 10. We didn't really like it very much at all. There's a slight full-bodiedness to this that's missing from like the aftertaste. I would like the sort of the honey aspect of it to be a little bit more prominent, but overall this does taste really, really nice, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Really, really solid effort, fantastic stuff, and yeah, definitely, yeah, for me an all-timer. This is one of the greats. Really, really nice stuff. This is definitely right up there with the best homemade drinks I've reviewed on this channel before, especially if you remember my old bar colleague Ben, when he gave me a bottle of his homemade brown ale. That was, whew, that was really nice. But this is almost as good as that. This is really, really nice. This is definitely a solid 9 out of 10. Really well made. I love this a lot. Yeah, no, this is very good stuff. It's extraordinarily smooth, but yeah, lovely stuff, Phil. Thank you very much. Solid 9 out of 10. I would say this is more of like a start to the evening kind of drink. Definitely have it chilled, maybe on the rocks. But if you guys liked this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future episodes of Ted's Booze Cellar, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out any of my other social medias, I'll leave the links to all those in the video description down below. But until next time, have fun, stay safe for whatever you're doing, don't do anything I wouldn't do, wash your hands, drink responsibly, know your limits, and I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. Bye bye for now.